That's right. Daddy changed the world. Wait, we don't.
He did what?
Daddy changed the world.
George Floyd.
Hello, Beauty Squad. It's your girl, TeeTee. Welcome back to my channel of all things love, life, and beauty. And when I tell you we are really in unprecedented times, it truly is to be witnessing all that is taking place right now in our country as well as the world with the George Floyd murder, the protesting, the rioting, the looting, the Black Lives Matter movement. And what I will say is it's really good to see all types of cultures and different people from different backgrounds coming together protesting not just George's death, but basic human rights altogether, Black lives in particular. And it's been a rough couple weeks, and to put it in perspective, I mean, we have we're in the midst of a global pandemic that is still taking place, but people are still, we're all still protesting, fighting for what we feel is right, is overdue, is unjust. A month ago, we didn't know who George Floyd was, yet a couple of days ago, his funeral was on national TV. That speaks volumes in and of itself. A man who, without even knowing, ignited a modern day civil rights movement. And it is time. It's been overdue. It's been time. I've experienced racism. I've been profiled. I have fit the description. All of that. And how we prepare ourselves for that is probably unlike any other culture or nationality. And in the midst of this as well, too, the owner of Uma Beauty put a challenge out there for big beauty brands to post or to share their demographics, which has literally been eye-opening to the brands that have little to no Black people. BH Cosmetics has no Black people, and they've collaborated with Black influencers, but yet they have no Black people working in their company. Is that intentional? Some might say yes. Accidental? Some might say yes. I say it's bullshit. And you need to do better. We all need to do better. And I'm glad that challenge is out there, and to see the numbers from Becca and Anastasia, who had low percentage numbers too. She had some Black people, but she wasn't at zero. And it's, like I said, it's eye-opening to see. And I am glad that brands are starting to step up. Influencers, we are underutilized, undervalued, underutilized, and hopefully for all of us in this country, in the world, some of that will change. Hopefully. I'm very optimistic that all that we are still and currently fighting for will not go with its fair day in court. So with that, today I've decided, I pulled out some of the brands that are Black owned, and I have a few. I actually have several. And could I or should I have more? Yes, absolutely. And should there be more? Yes, absolutely. And I look at the products that I have and I'm going, yeah, I could definitely have more. But I'm very proud of what I have, because I am one that has no problem spending money in the Black community whatsoever, in the Black beauty world whatsoever. Anything that's going to uplift and put money back into our communities I am all good for that. I'm from LA. I'm from some crazy hoodie parts of LA, and always willing and able and always proud to give back, because that has truly defined who I am, not just a woman, but as a Black woman as well too. And you know, I'm proud of that. So we're going to proudly say I'm going to get ready with some of these beauty products here that I'm very proud and very glad to share with you guys. And I'm sure you have some as well too. And these are my favorites. Before we get into that, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You're already here. I want to hear your thoughts as well too. Comment below. Let me know what some of your favorite Black owned brands are, and some that I may not have heard of that I would definitely love to try as well too. So we are going to try some of my favorite Black owned beauty brands today. Stay tuned. Okay, so let's get started. So here's a couple of products I broke out that some I have never used. I got this Pat McGrath primer, which I used that for the first time today. It's actually nice. And some products I don't have are Black owned, which is my brow pencil from Benefit. And then I broke out my Fenty foundation. I'm in the shade 370, their Pro Filter foundation. This was the first one, and actually it looks full, but I shook it and it's probably about down there. And this is a foundation because it dries matte. It applies better to me with a beauty sponge. That's just me. So I went ahead and did that, and then added some of the Fenty powder on my eyelids to kind of help with the creasing there. So I have a couple of concealers I'm going to use today, which I have Pat McGrath, of course, which I reviewed and I loved it. And I have this Fenty one here, which is in the shade 360, which is just a little lighter than my foundation shade. So, but we're going to use them both today because it's all about the Black owned beauty brands today. But as I said in my intro, you know, we are definitely living in some very interesting times, and I said I've been profiled, and I'll tell you, it's a very scary thing. And I am a taxpayer. I don't have tickets. I don't have warrants. The police pull up behind me and I immediately start sweating bullets. I mean, that's how real it is for Black people when the police are behind you. And I'm a law-abiding citizen. I do everything right, or somewhat right. I'm proud. I'm a petty thief, but I do everything right, and I still get pulled over. So I used to own a 5 Series BMW when I lived in Inglewood down in LA. And when I tell you I got pulled over from all kinds of police officers, Black, white, you name it. I got pulled over all the time. And they would always ask me, is this my car? And this is when BMW changed the 5 Series some years ago to the kind of slightly boxy, rounded back that they had in, I'm going to say it had to be around 2015, somewhere up in, no, not even that, this was before that. So it had to be around 2005, I'm going to say, when they changed the body style. I got pulled over constantly. constantly. And it's not just men who get pulled over, it's women too. And I said, okay. And not just in Inglewood or black neighborhoods, I got pulled over in white neighborhoods too. So no one discriminated against me by any means as it related to pulling over. And that is just a harsh fact. So recently, I have another BMW, so I have since had 3s in recent years because the 5 was a little big for me. So I'm going to use my Beauty Bakerie setting powder under my eyes because this powder, if you don't have it, it's one of the best under eye baking powders out there. So let's just apply this. I try not to use too much. So I have a 3 Series BMW that I purchased last year. I'm going to go on with my Colored Raine Safari Rain palette. It just came back in stock maybe a few weeks ago or a month ago. I would definitely recommend you get this palette. Anything from Colored Raine is the bomb. I have her Queen of Hearts palette, and I have, it's not Macy Rain, it's Cheers to Beauty is the other palette I have, but today we're going to use this one. But so I bought my car last year in January, and we're going to start off with Congo base in here, this really pretty green here. I'm going to start off with that one. So I bought the car in January, and I'm thinking, okay, the registration won't be due until January. I can't say I worried about it because when you buy a car, the registration is normally included. And come August, around my birthday, I get a notice from the DMV in the mail. Now, I've bought cars before, and they've sent the registration early because maybe just the title information just hadn't transferred. So that's what I thought. Time goes on and goes by, and I get another notice from the DMV, and it's a lot of money. And so I do some research, and I find out that the dealer only charged me so much for my registration because it was due at the end of the year, and for whatever reason they just didn't include it in the price of the car. So anyway, I go through all that, and I pay for my registration online, and because it's late, actually I didn't pay it online, and because it's late, the DMV won't let me do it, and then COVID happened, so I wasn't really able to do, I had to do it via mail. So I pay it, they cashed this check, I still haven't gotten my tags to this day, don't have them. They cashed a check, and so because I'm afraid of being pulled over by the police and having my car potentially towed, I keep a copy of the voided check in my wallet along with the check stub that I wrote the check on, so I can show that to the police, so hopefully they won't tow my car. They'll probably give me a ticket, but I'm just hoping that they don't tow my car. And how sad is that that I even have to do that? But this is the world in which we live in, the country in which we live in, where I carry a voided check in the mail, and I'm checking the mail every single day for my tags to put them on my car, and they have not come yet. Now the DMV, they didn't hesitate cashing my damn check, so I'm expecting those tags any day soon. But that is just the harsh reality that we as black people live in, that I have to carry a voided check around with me to prove and to show that I paid for my registration. And even with that, there's no guarantee that they still will not tow my car. But at least in my mind, I figure I have some proof, and maybe that will help. I don't know, but that's the harsh reality. I hate to say it, but it's definitely the harsh reality. All right, let's go in with Matriarch in the crease. And let's just kind of build this up here. It's a really deep, rich brown, which I'm just gonna use a smaller brush to kind of get it in there. Yeah. So, and you know it's something, because I've been wanting to do a video of black-owned beauty products for a while now, and it was on my list of videos to make, and the timing of it is probably perfect right now. And we all know there's plenty of really good black-owned beauty brands out there, but I would say now is probably the time to continue to support them as we do other non-black beauty brands. And there's some great other beauty brands out there. Artist Couture is a great beauty brand. As Angel Marino, that man puts out great products. He is Latino, and I believe he is transgender. I don't know what he identifies as, but I love his energy, I love his vibe, and I love his products. And his products are just the bomb. I reviewed several of his products here on my channel, and he just makes bomb products. He's one. Huda, she's a minority woman and a person of color. She's another one. She puts, you know, nice products out too. I have not gotten around to trying Juvia's Place. It's on my list to try. Unfortunately, I just have not gotten around to trying her brand, and I feel even worse saying that, but I haven't. I just haven't gotten around to trying her brand, but her brand is on my list. But, you know, there's definitely some great brands out there for everyone to try. And as I said, I have a pretty good selection here of black-owned beauty products. Could I have more? Yes, absolutely. And don't be fooled by those brands that are not black-owned. Black Radiance is not black-owned. At one point, it was, but they are no longer black-owned. I don't recall the corporation that they are a part of, but they're not black-owned. And they make good products. They're not black-owned. Doesn't mean that I won't buy their products. They're just not black-owned. So what are we going to do on the lid here? Let's see. I like Lioness. That there is really pretty. And then maybe Amazon Basin. Let's see. Let's try a brush here. Well, actually, I think I'm going to try it on my finger first. Let's go on. I mean, Colored Raine. No fallout there. You can't beat her products. I'm sorry. Look at that. Yeah. And I'm only going to take this about halfway over, and we'll put something else on there too after I go in and clean this up a little bit. But supporting black brands as we do non-black brands is very important. Is very important too. And I said no fallout. And I think I probably put just too much on my hand. Okay. Jeez. All right, let's take a brush and try to clean this up. But I definitely think it's important to support, you know, black-owned brands as much as possible. And when I tell you Colored Raine's products are the bomb, I'm not exaggerating. They are just very nice quality, mid-range pricing. So it's just always, I have so many of the Fenty powders. I have cashew, I have hazelnut, which I'm gonna use a little bit of that right now. It just really good to support black-owned brands, and some of them are just as small as some smaller brands that are out there. And just need more support, where people are more inclined to want to support other non-black brands because they think a black brand might be too expensive or something like that. Is stop looking for the hookup. Pay for the quality, because that's exactly what you're going to get. And especially in a brand like Fenty and not Huda, but Colored Raine. And I have glitter everywhere but where I want it, where I want it to be. Let's see. We'll cover that up anyway. You know what I mean? Okay. Okay, so let me finish up my face. Try to clean this up a little bit. Finish up with some last few black-owned products, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I added a couple things. I went back into the palette, Safari Raine, and added this color Jungle on the lower lash line. That is giving me life. Some Fenty mascara. I don't have any lashes that are black owned, so I just went with a few coats of this. Yeah, and it'll work just fine this time. And let's go in with some Milani blush here. And this is their Rose d'Oro Baked Powder Blush. I'm looking for a mirror. And there should be a mirror there, Milani. Milani makes nice products too, and I've been wanting to try their foundation concealer combo, so that's next on my list to try. Just enough. Pretty, very, very pretty. Very pretty. That Safari Raine palette though is the bomb. And I also went in with my bronzers from Fenty, Coco Naughty and Caramel Cutie. I am going to apply, this is May She Rain. This is a nude lipstick from Colored Raine. It's a pinkish, brownish. Actually, I think I want to go with Socialite instead from Colored Raine. Hold on. It's a nude color, and it's probably one of my favorite nudes. I just love this color. So let's go with this Fenty gloss to top it all off. I'm telling you, my wing, that's what practice does. Is I practice, and I found that when I use just a felt tip liquid eyeliner pencil, that just works better for me. So now every chance I get, I'm doing a wing. Okay guys, so this is a full face of black owned beauty products, and there are some great products here. Colored Raine, I do have something from Beauty Bakerie, but I did use their powder, and I think this is just their bronzing palette. I don't use it a lot, but I do like it. And foundation, concealer, powders, blush. There's just a little bit of everything here, but all black owned, and always very, very proud and happy to support. And I would ask that all of you, all of us continue in doing so. This is a time for all of us to come together. I've shared my run-ins with the law, and I hope I don't have any more, and I hope that this will bring about lots of change, reform in policies in our judicial system, the police, the policing of communities of color, because I think it's time. And my heart goes out to Gianna, George Floyd's little girl, and she now has to grow up. She's only 6 without her father, but his presence will forever be known, not just with her and her family, but with all of us. So let's continue to build each other up, stay positive, protest peacefully. Let's make change. Let's make it impactful. And more importantly, get out, register to vote, and then vote. There's no bigger, better right than having the right to vote, because it is a right. People fought for that for a reason. Get your asses out there, register, and vote, and let's make a difference. Don't forget your primaries. There's a lot of primaries coming up in the next few months. Get out and vote, and let's make a change. Let's make a difference. Until next time, your girl TeeTee is out. Thank you for watching. Please comment below. Let me know what you think. I will respond.